Two Graves Season 1 Episode 1, titled Isabel, introduces us to a haunting story of grief, obsession, and the relentless pursuit of truth. This Spanish thriller begins with a tender moment between Isabel and her granddaughter Verónica as they share a loving connection while adding contacts to Isabel's new phone. Isabel gifts Verónica a pair of green earrings, a seemingly insignificant gesture that will later become the key to unlocking the truth about her disappearance. The comfortable domesticity of their relationship makes what follows all the more devastating as we watch Verónica leave for the San Antonio Festival with her friend Marta, promising to be home by 2:00 a.m., a promise she'll never keep. The next morning, panic sets in as both girls are reported missing. The picturesque town of Vigilante is thrown into chaos as families and townspeople search desperately, calling out the girls' names. Security footage provides the first clue. The girls were last seen getting into a blue Ford Focus, driven by a local young man named Jones Herrera. When questioned, Jonas claims he simply dropped the girls off at Payne 1's Road, where they said they were meeting a friend. The investigation intensifies after Marta's jacket is found with traces of both girls' blood, and shortly after, Marta's body is discovered at sea, showing clear signs of violence and sexual assault. Verónica, however, remains missing. The police investigation initially focuses on Jonas, but then shifts to a German national with prior sex crime convictions, Johannes Witzke. Both men are eventually released due to lack of evidence, though Witzke later commits suicide, adding another layer of mystery to the already complex case. The community is left traumatized, and Isabel's grief becomes a tangible, living thing that follows her through every moment of her days. The scene where she's told that her granddaughter's body might never be found is heartbreaking, with Isabel's pain radiating through every word as she begs Sergeant Zenzera to keep searching. 2 years later, the case is officially closed due to insufficient evidence. Isabel watches the news report in horror as a TV journalist announces that the search for Verónica's body has been called off. Isabel refuses to accept this, convinced that someone in town knows what happened to her granddaughter. Her son Antonio has given up, telling her that Verónica is at the bottom of the sea and that they need to move on for the sake of their other granddaughter, Lupe. But Isabel will not let go. Her life has been consumed by the need for answers, and she's willing to go to extreme lengths to find them. Isabel's determination leads her to confront Rafael Salazar, Marta's father, a man with a reputation that makes others fear him. In a tense scene at his home, Isabel bluntly asks what happened to the girls, suggesting that his business dealings might be connected to their disappearance. Salazar claims he's done everything he could to find answers, including things he can't speak about openly. This meeting reveals the first hint that there may be more powerful forces at play in the girls' disappearance than just a random act of violence. In one of the episode's most revealing scenes, Isabel tracks down Jonas at the fish market, where he now works nights. After initially threatening him with a knife, she convinces him to tell her once more what happened the night the girls disappeared. Jonas recalls picking up Verónica and Marta, who were laughing and in high spirits. He mentions a detail that will later prove crucial. Verónica took out a pair of green earrings from her bag and put them on during the ride. When asked about them, Verónica said someone had given them to her and that they were pretty ugly, but she wore them anyway. Jonas dropped the girls off at their request, and that was the last time he saw them. Meanwhile, Isabel continues teaching piano to make ends meet. One of her students, a teenage boy named Beltrán, notices her earrings during a lesson and comments that they reminded him of Verónica, who had the same ones. This seemingly innocent observation triggers Isabel's suspicion. If Verónica only put on the earrings after Jonas dropped her off, as Jonas testified, how did Beltrán know about them? This inconsistency becomes the thread that Isabel pulls to unravel the whole mystery. In the episode's most chilling sequence, Isabel drugs Beltrán's coffee during their next piano lesson. When he wakes up, he finds himself tied to a chair in Isabel's basement. The mild-mannered piano teacher has transformed into an interrogator, driven by grief and rage. Isabel confronts Beltrán about the earrings, repeatedly asking how he knew Verónica was wearing them when she supposedly disappeared right after Jonas dropped her off. After initially denying any knowledge, Beltrán breaks under pressure and admits he saw Verónica later that night. The truth begins to emerge as Beltrán confesses that he, Verónica, and Marta attended a private party that night. These weren't ordinary parties. They were exclusive events attended by celebrities and important people who asked Beltrán to bring young girls. As Isabel presses for more details, Beltrán claims the girls were there willingly, making money and getting intoxicated. When Isabel threatens him with violence, Beltrán lashes out with a shocking accusation, claiming that Verónica slept with wealthy men for money, specifically mentioning a TV personality named Carlos Jan, who we've seen earlier in the episode hosting a popular afternoon show. Isabel, enraged by these accusations against her granddaughter, strikes Beltrán with a hammer, repeatedly hitting him as he screams for her to stop. The final moments of the episode show Isabel, covered in blood, staring in shock at what she's done. Beltrán lies motionless, apparently dead, as Isabel processes the gravity of her actions. This moment marks a point of no return for Isabel. She has crossed a line that can never be uncrossed in her quest for the truth. The ending of Two Graves, Season 1, Episode 1, is deeply unsettling, leaving viewers with several crucial questions. Did Beltrán tell the truth about the parties, or was he making up stories to save himself? Is TV host Carlos Jan actually connected to the girls' disappearance and murder? And most importantly, what will Isabel do next, now that she has potentially killed someone and has a lead that could expose a network of powerful predators? The episode brilliantly sets up the central conflict of the series, Isabel's transformation from a grieving grandmother to an avenging force, willing to do whatever it takes to uncover the truth. The title, Two Graves, takes on multiple meanings. Not just the literal graves of the two girls, but also the moral grave Isabel digs for herself when she crosses the line into violence. There's also the suggestion that those responsible for the girls' deaths will end up in graves themselves if Isabel has her way. The show excels at depicting the lingering effects of trauma on a small community. Vigilante, once a picturesque tourist destination, has become haunted by the unsolved crime. Isabel's isolation is palpable as she continues her investigation while everyone else tries to move on. The contrast between the town's sunny exterior and the darkness that lies beneath the surface creates an atmosphere of constant unease, reminiscent of the best European crime dramas. Two Graves Season 1 Episode 1 is a powerful opening chapter that establishes Isabel as a complex protagonist whose methods are questionable, but whose motivation, a grandmother's love and need for justice, is something viewers can understand and even sympathize with. The episode leaves us wondering how far Isabel will go in her quest for truth, and whether finding that truth will bring her the peace she so desperately seeks, or simply drag her deeper into darkness.